Welcome to this episode of ISV Talks. We have two guests from Dynamics User Group, Molly and Liz. So welcome, ladies.
Thanks, Carol.
Well, lots of people already know you, but could you introduce yourself? How long have you been at Doug or Dynamics User Group?
Thank you so much, Carol, for having us. As you mentioned, my name is Liz Hallen. I am the Vice President here at Dynamics User Group. I'm employee number 2.
How about you, Molly?
My name is Molly Fuchsel. I'm the president here at Dynamics User Group, also affectionately known as Doug, and I was employee number 1 back in 2020. So Liz and I have both been here for almost 3 years, and it has been fantastic to be reconnected with our community so closely.
Really appreciate you guys and all you do for the community. So tell us a little bit about DynamicsCon Live. What is it and how's it different than some of the other conferences or gatherings?
We are super excited to host our 3rd annual DynamicsCon Live event happening May 22nd through the 25th in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona. Our wonderful friend Carol is also going to be joining us there this year. She was brave enough to join us for the very first one. Gets to come back and be with all of her community buddies and make new friends in Scottsdale with Liz and I and everyone else. So very excited for this differentiator to your question. I think we are at a really unique size in our conferences still where we can quickly pivot and make changes to what the community really wants, where they really get value, because as we all know, everything has gone up in cost, right? So a lot of these companies, particularly our user members, have to really decide which conference are they going to be able to go to. They likely won't be able to go to them all, and which one is really going to cater to what they are trying to learn. So again, being at a size that we are, we can change what we want to offer. We can add extra things. We can take away things that really the user members and our partner members and even Microsoft really didn't find much value in. So we like to think of that as one of our big differentiators, is how much we can pivot and how much we can listen to the survey feedback that we've gotten in hosting the first 2 events, what really matters to people, what really makes the information click or become absorbed, and how we can best cater to that environment for our attendees.
I know there's going to be sessions for the different tracks, so maybe you can talk about that.
We have the most tracks and sessions we've ever had before. If we were thinking in terms of theme, so of course we still have our fantastic superhero theme that we like to carry through all of our events, with lots of vibrant, actionable imagery like you see behind us, and colors and actual superheroes, and people really get into it. Carol might remember this. People were dressing up as superheroes all over our first conference floor. So
masks, the whole thing.
Absolutely. And we definitely incorporate that into some of our sponsorship opportunities and things like that too. So lots of capes, lots of masks we expect to see. But beyond the educational sessions question, Carol, we have a lot of different networking opportunities. We have a lot of, I would say, side opportunities to learn about different programs that Doug hosts, such as our Doug meetups, which are our version of local user groups. We have some focus even on different topics that are maybe outside of our regulatory product knowledge pieces. So for those that want to learn a little bit about Chat GDP, we're going to offer that this time. So just a whole range of how you can get connected and interconnected within our community to help you really build that just loyalty and you know, that unity to community, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I kind of reflecting back to that first event, the inaugural event, I'll call it, in Anaheim. You know, it was really fun because it kind of felt like kind of relaxed, and there was plenty of time to talk to each other. And I liked how the tracks were very much focused on one area, so you could go to that room and kind of stay with that group. And kind of by the end of the day, I kind of felt like you got to know people that were in the room or sitting next to you at the table. What's new for this year's event, Molly? What is there a theme? You know, what's kind of happening this year that's different?
Probably one theme, I kind of joke that this is a sub theme, and it's bigger, better, faster, stronger, because we are double the content, we are double the size in attendance. Hopefully we are more than double the speakers that we've ever had. We talked about product rooms. We are going to carry those through, but again, there's going to be multiple rooms going per product per hour on the agenda, which will be fantastic. So if this session really isn't for you as a user of that product, but you want to go to this other room that's still concentrated on that particular product, that's an option for you this time. And then also what we're introducing is our cross-product room. So we're really excited to test drive this at DynamicsCon Live for the first time. And this is for all of our community members. So again, partners, users, Microsoft, anyone in between that uses multiple products. So if you use GP and Power, if you use BC and CE, whatever the combination is, we have a ton of different, again, cross-product sessions that really cater to that type of learning style as well. So you will not be bored at our bigger, better, faster, stronger theme this year. And then again, from an actual theme perspective, as I stated before, superheroes are where we really thrive and have fun and put personality onto every event that we do. And we should just tell everyone, don't be shy to bring anything superhero-esque that you have in your closet, because you are in good company at DynamicsCon Live Week.
Yes, definitely. And so it kind of describe the overall level of energy and enthusiasm at these events. What's it like?
Oh, that's a great question. I think Liz and I should both answer that, because I tend to come with a lot of energy naturally. So, so it kind of rides with me. So I would say that we really try to just make everyone feel very welcomed and very warm environment, just very fun. I think, Carol, you hit it on the head a little bit earlier when you said it was very casual, right? So this isn't stuffy. I think that's probably our biggest vibe, is whether you are somebody who's attracted to a lot of energy, like myself, or you've got your place where you like to live a little bit more calmly. Like you're going to find your group and your people at this type of community conference with Doug. So definitely very positive. I would say from this session perspective, because we are all there hoping to really grasp some new product knowledge, there is so much help in every room. Our speakers that we've selected are really there to help every person learn and be part of that journey. And again, it's not too stuffy. They're always there. They're there before their sessions, after their sessions, in the hallways, in the networking opportunities. They really want to help you learn. And we, again, create a very warm and approachable environment with good energy that anyone can come at any learning level and feel like they're welcomed.
Seems like, it seems like, people kind of can migrate from, maybe the events to the hotel lobby or to the bar and just kind of hang out. Well, you kind of alluded to this, but, Liz, who should attend this event? Is it just partners, or who should be there?
Awesome question, Carol. So really it's for everybody in the community, whether you are brand new, whether you are an experienced veteran. You could be an end user customer, an implementation partner, an ISV. We're having some Microsoft participation as well. So really it's for everybody in the community. We've worked really hard. I don't think Molly touched on this, but the content that we're planning with our 6 tracks was decided upon by our programming committee, and all of the members of our programming committee are volunteers in the community. So they have their ear to the ground, they know the latest and greatest, and they have done a wonderful job of selecting content. I think the primary content avenue and kind of the target that we were after and our programming committee really helped with was those in more of a functional role. The functional end user customers, I think, was the primary audience for our content that you'll see on the agenda. However, even that functional content that's might be targeted towards an end user customer, we feel, and our programming committee definitely feels, that is absolutely super valuable for our technical folks too, right? So they can help their functional end users decide, is this something I need some development for, or can I pass it off to our end users? So it's really geared towards everybody. And to your comment about the vibe, and just because of the size that we're at, we're not at the thousands and thousands and thousands of people quite yet. We hope to get there someday, but as of right now, our goal for this event is 650 community members. And with that size, to Molly's point earlier, it's very casual, and you see the same people and you make those wonderful connections. And I've heard it time and time again where there's so many people in our community that are so open, and we have created and we continue to foster more of an inclusive environment for folks. And I think that really helps, and it makes you feel super approachable. I was just listening to one of our programming committee members, Chad Althouse, who many of you will meet, who's going to join us in Scottsdale. And he was explaining and talking about the first time that he came to an event, and he came all by himself. And he gave the example that he's like, I showed up by myself. I was kind of new to this space. I didn't really know much about the product yet. And he was just welcomed with open arms. He was able to get super great connections with our smaller room size. And the fact that, we've got 2 or 3 rooms, depending on the track, you're really able to have that great connection and sit in the room with the same people throughout the day, and then bring those connections at night as well. And like Molly said, our speakers are definitely superheroes in our space. We have a lot of Microsoft MVPs who are super knowledgeable, and they really just love to help. That is their goal and their mission and their purpose, is just they love helping community. So very excited about what's to come very soon.
Molly, how many sessions or speakers are going to be attending this year?
Great question. So we will have over 115 sessions and growing. We're trying to, I don't know where we're going to put them all exactly, but we're squeezing as much content as we can to give the best value. And then we have, I believe, about 105 speakers joining us. Very excited about that. And again, some of our programming and advisory committee members are also going to be speakers. So we're very excited about that.
Yes.
Yeah. And you added a GP track. I know the first year we were kind of small, so we didn't have a very big presence there, but I appreciate that. Is there any virtual component of this? Anything streamed, or is this all live?
Great question. This is all live, and that's a budgetary decision. So it's kind of that choice of, do we have great food and snacks all day, or do we stream it? And we decided to really cater to those who are able to come and be present with us all week. And I will remind everyone, because we still host our wonderful DynamicsCon virtual event. We just concluded that last month. We have tons of virtual content always available, and fresh new content dropping later this month on our YouTube channel, which you can find at Dynamics User Group /DynamicsCon on YouTube.
Great. Thank you for that reminder about the virtual event that was just held in March. So you mentioned Microsoft's going to attend. What's their involvement? What's their role going to be at the event?
Great question. And that is still evolving, which is fantastic for Doug. We're excited to have Microsoft really want to be a greater part of everything that Doug is doing for the community. And as a community outlet, we have Microsoft speakers. They'll be helping us at our Ask the Experts Superhero Station desk. So fantastic to have Microsoft themselves really help all of our wonderful members solve their product issues or questions that they might have. And then certainly we are in discussion about what the sponsorship looks like from Microsoft. And then just a little side note, we have what's called the Partner Marketing Event. And that is specific to marketers in our greater Dynamics 365 GP and Power space. And Microsoft is keynoting that event, participating in that event. So more to come, I'm sure, from Microsoft and our great friends there. They don't want to get DynamicsCon Live FOMO, is what I've been told. So excited to have them join us in multiple capacities.
Well, kind of expecting any big news or announcements, or is Doug going to announce anything new?
Ooh, that is a great question. We will be announcing a new program, most likely. You will learn about, if you haven't picked up on this theme, and Carol knows this theme very well, we definitely operate in the servanthood of the community first and making things a little bit shinier after the fact in some instances. So we are likely going to roll out a new program announcement at Live that Doug will have. I'll keep it a secret otherwise for now, but very excited about that.
Mystery.
No, how we can
speak into that FOMO again.
I know, right? So, but it is centered around continuing to offer additional educational resources. So very excited for our community.
Well, and speaking of live events, it seems like I see on LinkedIn a lot of user meetups around the country. That's fantastic. It looks like a lot of locations are getting together and as users, so that's really great.
The program has been exploding this year. It really started last year. We started talking to a lot of folks during and shortly thereafter from our second DynamicsCon live event. Everybody was so energized and jazzed, and everyone's just super excited after the pandemic to be together and in person again and have that ability. So we really started talking to a lot of folks after the live event last year, and it's really continued into the first quarter and now second quarter of 2023. We have grown all of our groups. Our meetup groups are led by local volunteers, and we are now up to 34 groups across 8 countries. We would love for everybody to join, and we're always looking for new leaders and for new locations to pop up. I know I get inquiries and people stepping up each week. It takes a little bit of time to get things rolling, but very excited about all those in-person networking options that folks have outside of DynamicsCon too.
At the event with DynamicsCon Live, will there be an opportunity to kind of find out what groups are available and maybe get connected to those groups?
Absolutely. Yes, we will be hosting a special session on the agenda led by yours truly. And we will talk a little bit more about meetups, what they mean, how you can get involved, how you can attend, if there's a group in your area, all the things related to meetup. We do offer meetup sponsorships too. So it's for the ISVs and partners out there. There are lots of really great ways to get engaged on a local level as well.
Ah, that's exciting.
It is really exciting.
Keep
Yeah.
the vibe going. You don't have to just wait a whole year to meet with everyone in person.
Yeah, so we will be having actually 2 really big social networking events while we are in Scottsdale, Arizona during DynamicsCon Live. And that will be our first night, which will be held on Monday night of the event. That's going to be our welcome reception. And I will tell you, you don't want to miss this. So if you're thinking about coming in the first day that we kick off, change your plans, I'm telling you, because it's going to be a blast. We have secured 6 wonderful sponsors who are really helping to amp up this reception, and we're calling it the Oasis. You're going to see things like a DJ and some glow paint, and it's going to be an indoor-outdoor venue by the pool. So nobody wants to miss it, and it's in huge part a huge thanks to our sponsors, which is Dynamics Web, Vertex, Stock IQ, I'm trying to remember all of them off the top of my head, Flowcast, iSolutions, and last but not least, Continia. So we're very, very happy and excited about those 6 sponsors coming together to make this welcome reception a huge event for us. And then the second night of the event, we are leaving that open because we know many of our partners like to host their own parties, either for customers or for the whole community. And then the third night, which will be Wednesday, Dynamics User Group and DynamicsCon Live will be hosting a second reception, which may not be as cool as the first night that we're hosting one, but it's still going to be a blast. Just fantastic ways to network with folks. And it's all up there on the agenda right now. And if big crowds like that and big receptions like that aren't really your thing, then keep your eyes peeled because we will be launching our event platform and mobile app called Brella. We've been using Brella for a couple of years. That's going to be coming out at the end of April, beginning of May. And for those that don't know, you can leverage that application to do some searching and filtering on other people that will be in attendance, and you can pre-schedule events and pre-schedule meetings and have some chats ahead of time to help kind of fill your days. They're already going to be pretty full, but just another way for you to more easily find people and make those connections when you get on site.
Yeah, and that's a great way to connect with people while you're at the event, right? To communicate with them. I think you kind of covered about sponsors and celebrations, but I'm kind of curious. I see that great t-shirt or shirt you're wearing, the theme, DynamicsCon Live theme. Is there going to be any great swag?
Of course there is, Carol.
I want that shirt. I want that to be in my swag bag, okay?
So do a lot of other people. We were very surprised by how popular this shirt became. So that was exciting. I think people just love it's so bold, right? That it just makes you feel more connected to the community, hopefully. There will be a new shirt design released at DynamicsCon Live 2023. So there will be a new swag item, and then we have some fantastic sponsors who are also contributing to some really cool apparel and things like that. So I don't want to give too much away. Again, you're gonna have to see it, so you have to be there. It's gonna be great. But yes, there will be a next edition of a Doug shirt also at DynamicsCon Live as part of the swag items that will be given out.
How many days out are we from the conference? I think we're, here in April, so we're about a month and a half away, right? So, what are some great tips for people planning to attend, and how should they prepare for this event?
Conference attending is always so much fun. I think number one is bring comfortable shoes and bring many pairs of comfortable shoes. Given the size of our event, you're not having to walk, blocks and blocks and blocks from one session to the next. That's one of the other advantages of being in a little bit smaller place. But we are consuming the entire venue in Scottsdale again, which I'm really excited about. It's going to feel like a nice small area. But lots of shoes. If you have never seen or invested in blister band-aids, highly recommend. I love my blister band-aids. I bring them every time. I also, a little tip from a prior colleague of mine that used to do what she called conference training. And essentially what this meant, and it has actually worked very well. So many of us work from home or in an office setting where we're sitting all day, right? And you get to a conference and you're not used to being upright and totally standing all day and walking around. You have a stand-up desk, or if you have some way to have a stand-up desk, make yourself a goal and stand an hour for 3 days in a row, and then change it to 2 hours, 3 days for the next 3 days. You just kind of build yourself up, and then all of a sudden you're standing for 6 to 8 hours, and it's no big deal. And it actually works really well. So
that's a great
idea.
And
for me, I also don't wear shoes because I work from home. So just even putting shoes on, getting your feet ready to wear shoes again.
Shoes for a while, yeah.
Yeah, lots of tips for being on site, right? So bring some extra batteries, bring particularly for your phone or your laptop if you're going to be carrying your laptop around. Bring your business card. That's sometimes one of the things that people forget a little bit. And just plan to have fun, put yourself out there. Get in that mindset where you can be open and ask questions, be curious, and don't be shy, because this is a wonderful community.
Just one other tip would be make sure to put your out of office on and really be present in the event. Work will be there when you get home. Let everybody know ahead of time that you're going to be at DynamicsCon Live and fully immersed in the community for the week. So that would be my last tip.
Awesome tip.
Yeah, I've heard it said, don't go back to your room and answer email. Even if you have on your phone or laptop, sit in the hallway or a chair there. So you're just kind of hanging out, and people will come up and say, hey, can I sit next to you? And that way you're not.
I'll probably come sit next to you.
But yeah, that good shoes tip, that was a really good one. So ladies, maybe you can both answer this. What do you think is the one reason that people should plan to attend or are attending DynamicsCon Live?
I think what our conference seems to be the most valuable for, and I'm going to speak in reference to our user members, because the user customer members who we build this conference for, it's what all the content is generated and built around, is for their learning journey, as I mentioned earlier. I think the biggest thing people get is they have a much clearer path and direction of where they are today and where they can go after the conference for resources. So I think this not only provides a lot of education on site, but everyone gets their brain gets a little full, I think, at the conference with all the knowledge, but it's having a plan and a success plan of where to take that knowledge next that it seems people get the most value out of our conference in particular.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that, Molly. And, part of having that success plan afterwards, and one of the things that we hear very often with the in-person event is just the networking component, and the education component. You can't make that success plan after the event without making those connections on site. Go to the sessions, make a connection with the speaker. As I said before, our MVPs are so willing to help. And if you can create and start that relationship with an MVP or another end user customer that's maybe in a similar industry that you are in, just building that network and continuing your education and your connections after you get home is huge. And that's really where the success of the community comes in play.
Great. So as far as people want to register or find out what's on the agenda, where do they need to go?
They can go right to this lovely website behind me, live.dynamicscon.com, where they will see the agenda information, the speakers, the sponsors, and the accommodations page. We should probably note, Carol, as well, that we are completely sold out of hotel rooms on site, and the two neighboring closest hotels, I believe, are also almost sold out. So we would encourage people to register and get their accommodations booked as soon as possible.
Oh, good tip too. So yeah, so if you need to you're wondering what's on the agenda, it's great to go kind of plan out your agenda, and it's great that we're going to get the app, because I use that a lot, because it's a lot easier to use your phone and kind of see where the sessions are and what's coming up next while you're at the event. So, well, thank you so much, Molly and Liz. I appreciate you joining ISV Talks, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in person and giving you a great big hug.
Yes, me too. Thank you so much, Carol, for having us today, and I am so excited to see you in Scottsdale.
We'll see you soon.
See you
All right.
live, Carol.
Thank you guys. Bye. Well, thank you, Molly and Liz, for that great discussion about DynamicsCon Live. I'm very excited. I hope to see you all there May 22nd through the 25th in Scottsdale, Arizona. Here's the information if you want to reach out to Molly or Liz or contact them. Also, the registration link here for live.dynamicscon.com/register. I hope to see you there, friend. Bye-bye.